Chapter 5 When There's a Will. Felicity is still reeling from this terrible encounter with the demon. Ben is too harsh, and that crash downstairs surely sounded like he made a mess of things. It is good that he is strong, of course. It renders his presence as reassuring. But Papa often said that one should let sleeping dogs lie. Won't he end up escalating this situation into peril for the children and herself? Trying not to, Felicity. She jolts. How careless of her, letting these thoughts spill out like this. Ben isn't taking his eyes off the door, sitting cross-legged on the dusty floorboards. He's like a sentry, and the darkness which fills the attic still affords that one exit with a strangely focused highlight. He's worried. You know, this thing downstairs, it feels familiar to me, in a way that I can't quite put my finger on. It's hostile, but it's like it doesn't care that it is. Just going through the motions with us, like some kind of animal or that guy with the white mask from those slasher movies. She giggles. Your mind is full of those things, isn't it? Ah, in my day, we would have to take a coach all the way south to be able to see moving pictures, and there were so many people there, lining up for those tents, just to see shadows on a sheet. Ha ha! Couldn't be bothered with it. Papa did just as well with a lantern for Gunner when he was small. But those memories you have, they're so gruesomely lifelike. It's like a clear looking glass into a strange new world. Isn't it frightening, Ben? He gazes silently at her with a tender smile. The moment she's focused on him like this, the fear goes away. That's good. Her decayed brow wrinkles in heartache. Why would he care about a wretch so? Taking a profound whiff of courage, she dares to ask, Wh- why didn't you? Her own voice echoes sharply downstairs. Ben! Help me, Ben! The children gasp. She is suitably staggered. I, I, I didn't. I know, it's that thing. Gets up, stomps to the door, banging on it. Hey, moron! Lousy bait! She's right here! Not for long, the cloaked phantom responds below. Oh, I'm getting sick of this for real. Felicity, stay with the kids. The corpse lady warps directly between him and the doorway, inches from his face. Stop! You can't be goaded in this foolish manner. Calm down. Please, I beg of you. A frustrated exhalation escapes him. Get out of the way, Felicity. Shakes her head vigorously. I get that you're scared it'll come after you if I get taken out, but I'm a guy, all right? I let threats like this fly. Next thing we know, everything goes sideways, and it's going to be over me being a puss. This angers her. Pardon me? Pushes him across the attic floor. Now you heed what I say, young man. I thoroughly dispense with this juvenile bravado of yours in my house. This isn't about me and the children. I... Her pain is transparent, even with that horrid complexion. You died over my carelessness that day, and I was lucky enough that you remained to give me a chance to ask for your forgiveness. His harsh expression melts. She can't blame herself. Hey, there's nothing to. There is. Don't you understand that it's my fault that... Lowers her veiled visage to the floor, gripping his shoulders. Lydia squeaks. He's not mad at you, Mommy. Right, Ben? Yep. I know you're trying to protect me, and It feels nice to have someone who cares about me like... Her voided sockets raise at him. Your mother. I'm not trying to replace her, Ben. I'm just being selfish. I want you... The cloaked man sounds from below once more. Let him come, Felicity. She violently swivels to the door. Would you be quiet? Ben snickers, joined by the children. She is indeed the matron of the manor. You want me? You have me. Can't go against the lady of the house. A smug grin surfaces. I didn't mean it like that. The attic bursts into hilarity around the flustered Victorian lady. Downstairs, a black cloak turns away from the door. These topsiders fail to grasp the peril of their situation. Within the depths of a cavernous gallery, its walls made of flesh with pulsing dark arteries stretching along a seemingly endless continuum, a dark figure approaches, spurs clicking in a ponderous, solemn rhythm, an intimidating silhouette of a long rifleman's coat, topped by a straight-flapped preacher's hat. It addresses someone in a beckoning gesture. Echoes of distinct screams of men and women alike, amidst the droning cries that fill those walls, can be heard in waves, as if these are the figure's own words. Open the door! Please, Reverend, it's burning! Further along this grotesque scenery, the cloaked demon stands with its back turned, a recipient of some manner of report, as it would be interpreted. Hmm, how old is he? Why, Reverend, we have children here. Open the doors. 3. How adequate the number. Do you still reach into this child's soul? No, Reverend, please. I see. If he's leaving his flesh as you describe, I will send an ancient to possess his vessel, seeing as you lack this ability. Is my sister aware of this boy? Sudden silence ensues this inquiry. Good. Keep it that way. She doesn't share my concerns with dreamwalkers, whereas I know the threat they represent to our order. He must not learn our ways. The next time you find him absent, ensure he stays wandering. Terrify him. Destroy his will. The tall shadow nods and walks away. Reverend. It stops. Your loyalty to my sister notwithstanding, this is between us. Stays between us. Open the door. I will not rely on her to open a breach in that house. Do not insist. Are you not able to reach the parents and have themselves curse that place? The figure shakes its head. Hmm. In a sense, the living of this age and their fading connection to the greater realm poses unforeseen challenges for us. This used to be easier when they believed us. Very well. Keep an eye on this. Benjamin. A tragedy will unfold in his surroundings. Eventually. We bide our time. Ben is looking out the attic window, attempting to stave off his apprehension at this entire scenario. It is now clear to him why this family chose to stay up here. He just doesn't agree with it. Looking back at this brittle, thin corpse of a woman once regarded as a belle, he knows this decision of hers came from the fading belief in her own strength. But they're still here. She kept them safe. Psst! A small shadow appears next to him by the window. It's Gunner whispering. I know you want to sneak out, sir. Am I that obvious, kid? Yeah. I know Mommy can be scary when she gets upset. But don't you think the demon is scarier? You're a bit strange. The young man side-eyes the boy. You're gonna help me or not? Who in turn snickers. All right, sir. Through the garden. I'll distract her. But be careful, please. What are you going to do downstairs anyway? Get into another fight? You know anything about military strategy? My family used to smith axes and shields for warriors back in Norway. We know a thing or two about wars, sir. Can you drop the sir, buddy? We're friends now. The boy nods obediently. Cool. So, before you head off into a battlefield, what do you need to do? Uh, my ancestors drank concoctions made from mushrooms. I believe that's what Grandpa told me. Ben grimaces in amusement. Fair enough. You guys were legit Vikings, huh? That is badass. He nods proudly. Right, but that's just a buff. You also need to observe troop movements and see where they keep their stuff and so forth. Following me so far? Scouting, sir. Um, Ben. He grins in fatherly approval. Smart kid. Felicity is eyeing both with extreme suspicion, while she sits with the other children for some imaginary tea. What is her oldest up to? He comes over hurriedly with a pained semblance. Mommy, I got a bellyache. Both Peter and Lydia immediately react in a chorus. How is that even possible? Gunnar slightly tilts his eyebrow, commanding their silence. He and Mr. Ben are up to no good. Predictably, a mother's instincts to cater to her brood's every necessity has much greater bearing than that handsome man and his incomprehensible ways. My sweet baby, I'll make it better. Pfft, baby. Lydia sidebars, seeing the absurdity of this farce. You're all my babies, Pumpkin. Now show me where it hurts. I also feel pains from your previous life sometimes. Felicity knows that despite her best efforts, their tragedy will always follow them. Those pains are from the stabbing, she's sure of it. Those images will never be erased from her mind. The crushing anxiety of seeing the only thing about her life which truly mattered, ravaged by some unfeeling cruelty. Beneath her breath, damn you, Jack. While she inspects the boy's spectral form, Peter and Lydia are drifting further away into the backdrop. He comments in whispers. Big bro is a decent liar. Way better than me. But Felicity always ends up figuring out I sneak downstairs. Really? That's not something he should be proud of, Peter. I like that you are bad at lying. It always catches up to that silly boy. She side-eyes the ginger with a mean-spirited grimace. Despite her fair appearance, the tiny girl is by far the worst prankster of the three. He holds his laughter, lest it spoil the ruse. Making swift use of the distraction, Ben backflips into the wall, spotlessly landing on his sneakers over the stone floors below. Gotta give it to Death. Couldn't pull this off without a broken neck. Boyish as he is, this excites him. Time to remember those sneaking moves from Iron Cell and infiltrate enemy territory. Even go so far as to hear the spy genre soundtrack from the game in his head. Back against the wall he slides, approaches the red door, just like the playable character, Solid Viper. Carefully opening the door without a creak, bursts into the corridor holding up his hands like a gun, index finger being the barrel. Quickly skulks to the other end. What a child. With even more care, he's about to engage the patrolled area. The wooden panel opens ever so gently as he peeks. He was right in his suspicions. The monster is still around, and the entrance hall is tinted in red light. Inching stealthily, his spectral form is becoming translucent, doubtless a result of his own will to become unseen. The gangly, tall humanoid beast stands motionless above him, in the stairs landing. If it's not trying to enter the attic, why is it there still? A desiccated hand yanks his right ear, pulling him back into the hidden corridor. Ow! He whispers. Felicity is silent, yet seriously aggravated by his puerile display. Look, not trying to start anything, just scoping out his movements. See where he goes, what he does when we're not around. It's strategy. My boy told me. She sighs deeply. I cannot, for the life of me, understand what you're trying to accomplish here, Ben. What year was it when you came to this house? Uh, 2023? Wouldn't you say that's long enough for me to have figured out what happens around these parts? She has a point. The only way to make the demon go away is when slumber comes for us. It takes time to become active like this again, and by then, me and the children would already be safely in the only place it cannot reach us. That's all you can really do. Both hear thuds, descending the main stairs. Ben doesn't take his eyes off that general direction. Will you cease being this rambunctious? He chuckles. What? Oh, nothing. I just think the way you talk is seriously cute, is all. This charming, playful boy. How dare he tingle her in this manner, while she's being serious? Even as a weathered corpse, it is evident to the young man this struck a chord with her. That's her own charm, wearing her heart on her sleeve. Uh, what are you saying? I I didn't say anything. She feels her cheeks and ears explode because, in fact, he did not. This man is a tease, positively irresistible. Why is this happening when she's in tattered shambles like this? Could this have happened when she can't even remember how she was anymore? This is so unfair. The panel behind them opens. The creature found them. Ben reacts instantly. Felicity, duck! She complies while he launches a wide, rotating kick over her, forcing the creature to dodge backwards out of the corridor, though the move was too obvious with that messed up leg. Shit! Time to bounce! Grabs her hand, pulling her deftly back into the garden. The woman is fuming. Ugh, this night is taking forever to pass. At least in the daytime, I don't have to worry about you running into that thing, seeing as you can't stay put. True. Shoves hands in his pockets abashedly. So you just admitted to having absolutely no restraint. Yeah, sure. A smirk. You're impossible. The demon opens the red door. The couple turns their heads to look at it. It cannot advance further, staying in place at the doorway, watching them in silence. She resumes. So, so, as I was saying, do I really have to stress the importance of remaining in the attic yet again? Look at it for a second, Felicity. She quickly glances at the horrid thing and tries to get past his line of reasoning. Yes, I understand it is limited in its reach. And that doesn't give you ideas? About what? The mischievous jokester approaches gently. Well, if we know we can't go to the back of the house, we have a bigger safe zone than just the attic. I'd say we start to formulate some kind of plan. Dunno. There has to be something we can do. It roams most of the blasted manor. What plan could we possibly have, Ben? He shrugs. Still working that out, but... Hey, man, can you not stand there? Me and the lady are in the middle of something here. Felicity is flabbergasted at this young gentleman, casually addressing the demon as a bother. He truly is so unafraid. Pretty cool, huh? She yanks his hand, pulling him away. I'm taking you back upstairs, unless the whole reason you came down here is to not have to look at me. I didn't want that dance to end, you know. He says the darndest thing. Is it to get a rise out of her? Transparently regains her composure with a deep exhalation, followed by a softness. I didn't want it to end either. He smiles tenderly. There may come a day when all these worries of hers will finally be behind them. In this moment, there is nothing he wishes more than that. Notices she isn't letting go of his hand. Things which are unspoken are often the strongest.
Ben,
Yeah?
you you've made your point, but I wish to protect you as well.
He chuckles. All sorts of trouble follows me around.
Way before all this, you'll probably regret dragging along.
That's why I tried to go solo on this stuff, you know?
My bad luck may end up being contagious, and that worries me.
She lowers that darkly veiled face to the stones of the garden.
I know I'm not as strong as you.
That's not what I said. The defunct husk humbly lifts its hollow gaze to meet his own.
I don't understand what you expect of me.
Can't say I've given that much thought. We're still getting to know each other. But there's definitely something special about you. Everything about him is warmth. If it weren't for those horrid eyes locked on them both, this would have made her heart flutter wildly. Yet, isn't she just as dreadful as that thing? Let's go back to the attic. Come on. That bozo is seriously getting on my nerves. The lady giggles and starts floating toward the uppermost floor of the house.
Shall we then? We'll discover what's special about one another in due course.
The corpse looks to their safe haven, mustering a confidence once thought lost to the vicissitudes of death, with this sweet man in tow. For it is made clear that he is there for her. Such rare kindness should not be squandered. Felicity was once more standing in the cemetery of the Old Dutch at dusk. For once, she wouldn't check the contents of her own grave. She knew of her own demise now. Confusing as it was, it felt as if these motions were reproduced by her countless times, and the result was always the same: the heartache and despair. Flashing images of Jack's violence, that unearthly grin he had. He hurt the children, and she no longer knew where they were. Overwhelmed by sorrow, she prayed, "May they be in heaven with the angels, with Papa and Mamma, even if it meant she was to be punished by remaining in this nightmare." She must have done something horrible to deserve this, or perhaps some callous mistake. She didn't remember. But worse still was that she couldn't see their faces. The most precious thing was gone. Someone approached the grave-littered hill. Those were white flowers carried by this indiscernible shape of a person. Could they help her? Could anyone help her? She felt nervous while following this shadow. They were mourning someone, much like her. She wanted to ask about her children. They were three, Gunnar and Lydia. The other one, there was no grave for the other one. She could try.
Please, miss, have you seen three children? My children?
The flowers were thus resting on the gravestone. However, that hazy form of a person, it simply vanished without a word. How can someone even understand what they see in this place? Was that even real? Things happen in fragile glimpses, like when one recalls a dream they had. It may be beyond her reach to make sense of all this. What if the children were back in the manor? Her heeled boots clacked chaotically through the streets of Sleepy Hollow, punctuated by her uncontrollable sobbing. Such horrible rhythm she made. Mist was fading as blackness filled her path. She must not forget their home. It was still standing there, thank the Lord. Bursting inside, darkness followed her indoors, but to her right there was candlelight. Three shapes of people around it, over a small table. A small device with a tiny single red light, propped up on a steel tripod, stood as the fourth shape, buzzing strangely. She could hear the tiny metal pieces inside, turning like gears on an opened pocket watch. One of them spoke, a young man. "If someone with us tonight? If so, move the planchette to yes." She approached the table. Didn't take too long to realize what this was. A seance. All those grim aristocrats from the South used to indulge in these things. Alas, she was the one on the other side. Hope flooded her heart. If they were trying to communicate, she could ask about her children and perhaps come out with concrete answers. For if her pain was to have no reprieve, at least there would be no further uncertainty. Filled her lungs to speak, but just like the other person at the Old Dutch, these wouldn't hear her either, in all likelihood. She should use that spirit board instead. Gently touch the shape on top, seeing many hazy fingers resting upon it, irradiating nervous anticipation. May have been as scared as she was. Despite her angst, she should be graceful. Doing her best not to startle them, moved it to yes. A young woman burst out.
Oh my God! Was that you, Eric?
No, told you this place was legit. So, who wants to start? Another girl nervously raised an arm.
Me. Let me go first. Will Kevin ask me out?
Felicity was confused. What manner of inquiry was that? Wasn't long until it dawned on her. They were under the mistaken belief that she was somehow a seer. Why were they asking such stupid questions in her house? Weren't those tents and carnivals a proper place to get your love fortunes read? That was annoying. She moved the wooden piece carefully again. Who cares about this Kevin? Much bigger things take precedence. The young man read her motions. Uh, WHERE. Okay, okay. This is definitely happening. Holy shit. The corpse's face scrunched up in profound chagrin. What an uncouth man. One of the girls went, "Where are my children?" "Eric, this is seriously creeping me the fuck out. We gotta stop. We gotta stop." Even the women talked like drunken sailors in that age. She was losing her patience. The planchette started moving wildly in front of them, without their fingers resting upon it. They were in the throes of terror. Felicity moved it to no and sharply spelled out, "Tell me, have you seen them?" or, resting it back at no. The man sounded ecstatic. "Shit! Okay, let's all chill. I think we're talking with the actual murder victim."
Oh, Eric, please, let's just go. I don't want to do this.
Why? Because she doesn't give a fuck about you and Kevin? The other one nervously chimed in.
She's right. We should go, babe.
Whatever. Felicity Williamson? You're the murdered Belle, right? I read about you. How disrespectful. She furiously spelled out, "Not my name." No? Raising his face to the ceiling, as if she was supposed to be flying over them or something. She was standing right next to this idiot. "Weren't your kids murdered too?" A powerful wave of mourning filled her spectral form. Indeed they were. Jack. She could not stave off this pain any further, breaking into sobbing. Her children. If only she could see them. One last time. One of the girls pleaded.
Please, it's 3 a.m. It's the witching hour. It said no. We're probably talking to some kind of demon.
The planchette swiftly slid to yes. Towering above them, a beastly, gangly, and pale creature, resting one of its nails upon the object. A crazed grin. The device that was running beside them suddenly shut off, while descending pressure, the very weight of the whole world, abated over the distraught corpse lady. It was back. It claimed her. It claimed the children, and was aiming for these young people as well. Even while stepping back in dread, she needed to do something. Filled her lungs and shouted, "You three! Go!
Now!
Eric was shaking.
Oh my God, I heard that!
His girlfriend was being touched by the creature.
I, I don't feel. Eric?
The other one shouted.
God damn it, Eric! We gotta go! Now!
The three shadows suddenly vanished from the scenery, while a red glow encroached upon Felicity. No matter the intentions of this demon, something she would doubtless acquainted with, if no one will help her, she'd ask it. Regardless of the monstrous threat this being posed, she needed the truth. More than anything, she needed to find them.
Jack, what did you do with our children?
Mine now, it growled. Trembling at the one answer she didn't wish for, started hearing commotion outside as the demon advanced upon her. Why did it sound like they?
Holy fuckity fuck! That was intense, Brenda! Not funny, Eric. Let's get away from this place. That was messed up. Angie, you okay?
Felicity's sobbing was at a fever pitch. All of this was so cruel. Clenching fists and teeth, awash in tears, bowed in anger, a booming shout sprung forth.
Why won't anyone help me?
Every lamp in the manor of the Craigs lit up, only for several of the bulbs to explode at the surge. The beast warily inched backward.
Wah! Ha! My babies!
Grasping her shrunken womb, the mother couldn't endure this. Even this monster, with no compunction for murder, wouldn't end her misery.
She's here!
A boy shouts. Hurriedly coming down the main stairs, the ginger in pajamas flies to her rescue.
Mrs. Craig, come on, to the attic, hurry!
She turns to him, baffled. It's still difficult for the boy to face this gruesomeness in the grieving woman. But she's hurting. He's a man. He has to act.
Your kids are upstairs.
The ancient resumes its march. Whatever power she momentarily exuded, it is thoroughly crushed now. Besides, Eowyn said the boy is for the abyss. A rare opportunity to resolve this. Peter steps in, arms spread, shielding Felicity. The poor thing is shaking all over, eyes glimmering.
You go away! Leave her alone!
A shadow rises behind him. Dark smoke, hardened in fury, envelops the boy. A groaning woman rumbles the purple hall of the manor.
You won't take him! You won't!
A terrifying vision. Ashen hair unleashed in a sprawling, flowing mane, akin to a spider's web in the wind. Skin as glowing, curdled milk. Out of the blackness of her sockets, a purple glow. The other two children suddenly appear in the stairs landing, below the glowing blessings of the stained glass window. They see her. What happened to Mommy? The beast approaches, recognizes the scent of this energy. This is shared with other masters of the depths, the Abyss Mother's own chosen, yet she isn't attacking. Afraid, so he doesn't have to relent. A single clawed step is put forth. The boy flinches.
No!
A crashing shockwave pushes the creature into the breach. It digs its claws into the fleshy matter. Those elongated arms allow enough leverage to rise once more. Alas, a heeled kick to the skull. Couldn't even see her instant rush. Only after she pulls her leg up, its face sunken from the furious blow, has no recourse but to fall. She stands, inanimate, staring into the depths. It better not come. Loses her senses and collapses.
No!
Peter rushes to her aid, tugging on the skirt. They shouldn't have weight in this reality, but it's definitely dragging her in.
Ah! Gunner! Lydia, help!
The children immediately warp to his side, all pulling on her dress. The pressure won't allow them to escape. Are they doomed? Gunnar is crying, fighting for her. They can't lose her.
Mommy, wake up!
The family bursts out of thin air into the attic. Unconscious, the corpse mother lies still. The children weep around her. Peter utters amid sobs.
Thank you.
That was definitely her. One moment they were downstairs, and the next, they were all safe again. Simple as that. Upon the dusty floorboards lay the rose pin. Mommy is so strong. Her ghost begins to fade into the house. She's going to sleep again. She'll be okay. She has to be. 3 small ones weep. 3 tiny, blessed souls. Felicity wouldn't remember those events. As they would awake, she started carrying on as normal. The children agreed to always wake before Mommy. She panics and runs out of the house looking for them when she doesn't see them. So it is for the best that they do this for her, even if those strange nightmares about their fathers never fail to appear. Dutifully, she soothes them. But she always weeps at first, has nightmares of her own. That much is obvious. Not only is she afraid, but she's sad and spends a lot of time not speaking, unless seen if they're all right. Those are the 2 things she does. Mommy's always tired, floating about like she carries something heavy on her back. Since then, they never saw that strange glowing form she became. So it was also agreed they wouldn't speak on it, ever again. With all the people that would come to the house, things turned livelier for a while. This was shortly before those workers showed up to install brand new furniture and devices. Soon after, they met Mr. Ben. Felicity seemed in a better mood those days. Even said,
Well, I hope at least they take good care of my father's manor.
once the place was full of young people and loud music. Peter heard plenty of odd conversation everywhere. Apparently, you can now rent the manor for Halloween parties. What a dumb idea, especially for how she feels about it. A couple of people throw up in the halls. Others were tossing lit cigarette butts to the hardwood floor. There were guys who didn't even flush the toilets. Boy, she was angry. Peter regrets what he told her.
Felicity, why don't you scare them away?
He peeks through the opening. She slams it shut and stares the boy down. A bunch of people heard that clearly around the second floor. Someone was right next to it and saw it close. Hey, Kyle, turn the music down. An Afro guy with purple-framed reading glasses and a thick hoodie jacket in blue is already in full investigation mode. Hey, everybody, shush! Y'all saw that? Folks are gathering around, the moment that noisy and fast music abruptly stops. This supposed Kyle is coming up the stairs, 2 steps at a time. What an animal. Dirty blonde. Probably plays football, judging from that blue jersey. I say $20, it's the fucking door that won't open. Bangs on the attic door, twice. Felicity staggers back with Peter. Murder bell? The loud braggart shouts, turns to the other guy. You sure, Joff? He quietly pulls out a device with a light. Looks like a glowing passport. Unmistakable. Actually felt that shit. Was leaning on the frame when it happened.
We all heard it. It's the door, all right.
A group of girls nods, along one with salmon pink hair and a bunch of facial piercings. All those glowing things are coming out of their pockets, and they're pointing them to the door. They're taking pictures, perhaps? The obnoxious jock seems very amused by all this. Oh, okay, everyone, let's go to the B side, huh? The fuck is the side B? One guy asks in the back. Side B scared. Everyone more or less slouches at the stupid pun. Joff, we gotta put on some mood shit for this. You got the playlist? Yup, unpair yours. This Kyle pulls out one of those things too and finagles with it. 'Kay? Felicity clenches her fist. This is getting to be too much. They want a show? Very well. The attic door bursts open and slams back closed so forcefully that it blows Peter's hair back. Heels clack loudly down the stairs. Everyone's skin is like an orange peel. She sits at the piano, cracks her fingers. Something of Gothica, perhaps. These stupid children came here to be chilled to the bone? Thrill-seeking like those deranged aristocrats and their endless prattling about the world of the dead? Yes, it is real. It is tragic. Painful. It is not a joke. Among the gathering crowd, aghast from the otherworldly piano piece, the three children are her true audience. Mommy is so special. No one is sweeter, smarter, stronger than Mommy. But the look on her face, they wish she wouldn't hurt so. This whole group of people, once rowdy, stand in silent reverence. She drags her hand across the keyboard and collapses the guard loudly over it. Stands up to see her children. Let's go. They'll be quiet now. Floats to them, solemn. I know you'll think they'll keep us safe down here, but I already told you. It's the house rules. Off you go. Sorry, Mommy, Lydia contritely pleads. It's all right. Come. Trust you'll clean up after yourselves, you savages. Peter is sure they didn't hear that. While they float upstairs, one could hear a pin drop. After that beautiful, spooky song, the next time she would play the piano was for Ben, a song she used to play all the time, the one which made her cry the most. Ben is staring at her back with streaming eyes. Takes off the glasses to wipe his face. I knew it. I knew there was something about her. A pained smile. Peter is sitting beside him. She doesn't remember. I tried telling her once. She says it was a nightmare. It wasn't. Gunnar and Lydia remember it too. Those two are leaning on their mother while she tells them a story about knights in shining armor. Ben turns to him. What if I tell her? That we almost fell into the red? I don't know, Ben. He caringly rubs the boy's head. You worry about upsetting her. I get it, kid. Let her figure it out some other way. How? The ginger is curious. When there's a will, there's a way. Ever heard that saying? Light is returning. Morning finally came. Perhaps I get one more day before slumber comes. The corpse lady floats by them to the window and stretches against the glow. Ah, Ben. Well, if you wish to go downstairs, it should be perfectly fine now. It hates the sun. Why would I want to be downstairs? Felicity turns to him. In this moment, she has come to terms with this. She has a friend now. The cheerful husk asks, So, what should we do this fine morning? Jackson removes his casual clothes to the bathroom floor. Worked out right until 3:30 a.m., getting ready to hit the sack. Predictably buff from all the weightlifting. Looks more akin to a bouncer than a boss. Steps into the shower cabin. Body is sore. Best to go for hot water this time. Starts to wash his hair. The high-rise corner apartment lies silent against the nightly Manhattan skyline. A single window is lit on the building, revealing a dense shadow darting from one end of the bedroom. The running water seemingly makes it easier to manifest. Amidst the steam, a pitch-black shape. Glowing eyes. Eowyn, utters the naked man. I believe I'm affording them too much room, the cloaked figure confides solemnly. This again? Could you please just wait until I'm done? Seriously. The water makes it easier to speak in a manner your mind can hear. Don't flatter yourself, human. Jackson exhales. You know, this stuff almost ended up looking like I ordered a hit on an employee. Had to fire the security guy publicly, saying it was his fuck up. Does that burden your conscience? To cover my own ass? He slides a glass cabin door and directly looks into those red orbs, closes it, annoyed, and resumes bathing. Stop fucking around. This cost me. Fucking game. The shadow takes pause. I wonder how much you would need. To live forever. That would be quite something. Beneath the cloak, a gruesome grin draws humor from this wish. Well, that is already assured, is it not? Is it? I mean, look at what you did to him. The detectives showed me the pictures. This sort of thing happen often? He's done scrubbing, switches the water off. Total silence. The cloaked bluish figure is now inside the cabin, with him. Not nearly enough. This sends the man startled into the shower head. He's bleeding from the hairline. God damn it. Don't fucking do that. It's not my fault you couldn't get rid of him. He's dead now. What do you want me to do? This waiting is fastidious for me, Hyde. I need someone there. Now, before you say anything on the matter, let me propose that you do it. We are business partners. My accruing of knowledge with these electronic constructs shall bestow you with riches untold. But better still, power. I would be as stupid if I were to kill you there, as I would be if I set you free. A bargain was made, Hyde. Waterlogged lips of a corpse encroach on Jackson's left ear, whispering viciously, You don't break those. Ever. After this, only silence accompanies the remaining falling droplets from the shower, followed by a cold draft, which visibly wafts through the steam clouds. Coming out of the bathroom with a band-aid along his hairline, notices his expensive-looking white desktop is showing a message to him. Move to the house. Not gonna happen. This simply continues to walk into the bedroom side of the cold and dark gray-themed suite. Is not important, Aowen. Make me money. Gotta pay the lawyers. The cloaked specter sneers behind the doorway. It warps out of there. Aowen stands in front of the manor at dawn. Looking up at the window, lively movement can be seen. This didn't used to be the case. That woman and her children would stay in place, cowering. It doesn't seem as though this place will afford anyone connections, for a while. Those two problems left unsolved. Two dreamwalkers. One a child, the other a much bigger problem. He consorts with that mother. Perhaps leaving them in slumber will waste away the amount of energy and thoughts they have accrued these past days. It's not as if he can do anything about it at present. Jack doesn't suffer from the same limitations. A construct as lasting as the abyss itself, provided the curse stays in place. This is no longer her house. A grimace of malice forms. One of its glowing eyes floats out of the socket and phases into the front door. When those topsiders awake once more, surely in the same confused and traumatized state as before, the less of a struggle it will be. He'll come here to oversee their annihilation personally. The demon is now standing in a great circular hall in black marble, suspended over a great gallery made of flesh. Impossibly long pillars of the same stone, digging overhead. The droning screams are nothing but a mantra to his senses. To focus on despair like this affords quietude the surface always fails to provide, especially now, with all the electronic noise of this age. Life is meddlesome. It reminds him of will and its purpose, helplessly fighting against the inevitability of what comes after. Irrational. Their aspirations are those of animals. Even that greedy topsider thinks he'll live forever. They're all obsessed with persistence, with nary a grasp on what this condition truly entails. They all exist here as nothing but mere sustenance for the abyss. Steel greaves clank into the hall. Another cloaked being of similar stature approaches the demon with intent. A smoky woman's voice.
Owen, sister, I sensed your concern, flooding the abyss as you returned here. It disrupts the peace of my acolytes.
He slips out a quiet laugh.
Peace. No matter how often you speak of our mother's designs on the greater realm, you never seem to question those for their inherent contradictions. Peace is something these souls shall never attain here. You fancy yourself a rogue philosopher, brother. One who nevertheless indulges in the same justice we all bring to this world. If these contradictions bother you, you would do well to find them in yourself, lest this comes to nothing but your own rationale as to your personal failings.
She circles him, attempting to catch a glimpse of his expression. He is evidently hiding something, which agitates her.
Why isn't this manor with the Craig Manor resolved? It has been absorbing your dedication as of late, I find. These curses don't take this long to yield ancients, even spontaneously. Care to justify your actions?
Darkened lips of a diseased green hue deliver her wisdom in the face of this uncomfortable silence.
Many souls were ushered in by her alone, for the day this world would become a trough for death, as it was for our own. What magnanimous peace is afforded to them all? To be equals in these depths, this is Mother's justice.
Eowyn shudders in hilarity. She never truly relents her preaching.
A gatekeeper would have far better understanding of how these things begin than myself. I don't dispute this, even if I don't recall any of it. Do forgive me if I labor in my own conclusions. My choices have never failed this hall, or you for that matter. You are not her sole favored, so as to be speaking with such authority. I wouldn't even trust when you say you remember much of her still. Ages of two whole worlds have already passed us by, sister. How much of the teachings she bestowed upon you are even reliable now. Would she consider me lacking?
The cloaked female turns around to leave.
Look at her wax around you, you ingrate.
This blasted miscreant fancies himself exempt.
Be careful you do as to not become infatuated with our food, admiring them. You wouldn't want to be the one shameful example of a predator becoming prey. How much do you know about Felicity, Craig? Aside from the disappointing delay of this one curse, you seem to withhold details from us. Is she that much of an obstacle? How many human mothers have you destroyed? All of them, as much as I felt like. What do you think happens when you do not bring them here?
A pair of glowing red eyes, like the innermost core of a raging inferno, turn from the cloaked female.
They wander the surface, weeping, beckoning, heavy-hearted weaklings, beset by sorrow and regret. That would be your Felicity. Were I charged with her fate. I see. So you find me incompetent. No, brother. I find you distracted. The Abyss Mother trusted you as much as she did me. I afforded us all mistakes, lest I be a hypocrite. She would be the first to concede that we are only. Don't. Correct. I will not.
She walks away.
Provided these disturbing obfuscations do not result in troubles for the rest of us. Carry on. But, brother,
Stops her march.
your ability to lie shouldn't be turned on your siblings. This is a council. You serve it. I take pride in not troubling you with my own affairs. The same cannot be said for you, sister. You want to be able to use that as an argument indefinitely, Oblivion. I'm not the forgetful nor forgiving task. You'd do well to remind yourself that my own memories can't be used to manipulate me.
A great scythe, its blade misshapen from hundreds of attempts to fortify it, swiftly spins from the red depths beneath the hall into her thunderous grasp.
You have your own competence, a master of dreams and whispers. Myself and your brother look forward to being just as impressed by those ways as you, no doubt, are impressed by ours. The order is absolute, sister. As long as you hold to that belief,